Welcome, folks, to a Neo Captain Chang video. This play series is about a little tactical game from Wavelight Games called Strike Team Hydra. Basically, you are the captain of Strike Cruiser Hydra, and you've been called by an SOS to save the SS Talwar, which has engaged the Sethari and is now being boarded by the Sethari. And you need to go in and basically save the ship by destroying all the different types of enemies within. While there are technically 12 different classes, I find that you only need like 4. I personally do not use Incinerator, Psi Operative, Nova Marine, Rifter, Spectre. Anybody else that uses a rifle or a missile launcher should be okay, but I generally stick to Assault Marine, Command, and Vanguard, and maybe a Medic. I thought about using Nova Marine, but I honestly don't like the shotguns, not enough range. And same with Incinerator. Personally, everything else is basically you have to level them up. The Vanguard with the missile launcher can be useful if you level them up, and once you get them to like level 5 or 10, then they become kind of useful. Early on, they don't provide quite enough shots to be useful, in my opinion. And as you can see, initially you want to stick with casual. With casual, you should be able to single run once and over the missions, even with almost any team you pick. If you go on easy, you may have to replay the mission a couple times. So start with casual. Once you level up the team, then you can start leveling up. It's a pretty typical 6 guys and kind of combat in the hex, overlaid with pretty generic sci-fi looking ship levels. The details are not bad, but most of which there has no bearing. So anyway, that thing in the red in the corner, that's an enemy. So you pretty much move the ships around and move the guys around. Green is where they can move to. Yellow is when they can move to but no longer shoot. So if you want to reserve yourself some AP action points for shooting, stay within the green. Otherwise, just well, the icons in the middle are extra abilities. Some of them require action points. Some of them require action points, after which you can't do anything. And if you stay behind cover, you'll get hit less, as you can probably guess.
Let's do this.
And morale is important. If you lose a lot of morale, then your guys would start panicking, and which means they're no longer under your control. And from there on, it's usually a bad spiral down to where your guys get taken out, unless you get somebody else to kill the enemy for you. And that is not the easy thing to arrange if you have taken casualties.
I'll take care of it.
your guys will automatically take a knee. And yes, those are all the enemies. And your guys have reaction fire, as you can see. They will react. It's called counter fire in this game. And if you want to, you guys do have grenades and other stuff. And as you can see, some of these, like that's the Vanguard with the missile launcher. And he has stabilizers, but that means he cannot move for 4 turns. But he gets, because he has stabilizer, he has a much more secure firing position, and therefore he gets a better accuracy. So it's something that you have to trade. And grenade throwers, you can shoot a grenade off, and you can try to.
Right away.
It's better if you go between the enemies. Initially, grenade don't do that much damage. You really need to get your guys up to multiple levels, and then your damage gets multiplied by level.
Ready for action. I'm on it.
So basically, you keep doing this until you destroy all the enemies, or you run out of people to move and end the turn, which is the big end turn button on the right.
Destroy.
You only have a certain amount of grenades per mission, so it's not unlimited. The medic has combat stims that you can administer to fellow team members, enhances their slots, enhances their stats. And as you can see, that guy has moved disabled because we had engaged his stabilizers.
You are victorious.
And, well, that is pretty good. In the post-combat, you sometimes find war gear, and you usually get some credits. The first missions the winnings are pretty slim. You almost always want to go back to camp because that's the only time you have to go to the shop and outfit your guys by spending some of the credits that you just earned. Unfortunately, you have to hit begin each and every time. There are all these items. I personally, as I said, I only use rifle shooting guys. I don't use Spectre. I don't use swords. I don't use pistols, and I don't use shotgun. The guns are randomly generated. The levels don't mean anything. The names are supposedly somewhat inspired by Warhammer. The Vol site is really Volkite in the Warhammer universe. And later you'll see some Cadian rifles. But it doesn't really matter that much, at least at the beginning. The Volt site, Volkite, whatever. You guys start with generic equipment with no bonus at all. And later you have to, obviously you have to spend some of these money in order to get better gear. And when you grab a gear, the guys that can equip it, are start flashing. As you can see, I have 2 Assault Marines, 2 Vanguards, a medic, and a command. I probably could have picked some. I probably could have picked a cyborg, infiltrator, and even a spiderbot. Those guys also use rifles, but I don't find them. Yeah, they're kind of optional. Anyway, most missions end on you killing everything. On the other hand, sometimes the mission require you to survive for X turns, and you have to preserve. You have to protect one of the items, like maybe a teleporter, and so on. Generally, that means you have to block it physically, or just keep the enemies well away from you. You can often shoot through windows. Apparently, the windows here are perfectly shootable. As you can see, we have to go forward into the corridor and try to engage those guys coming through those doors. And they have a little barrier from which they can hide behind. So we'll just, and if you have any points left over, they will just automatically go into guard. The view restrictions line of sight is observed. On the other hand, the enemies are pretty dumb. On the other hand, they do use grenades if they got them. So be careful.
Here comes the pain.
And yes, you do get critical hits. In fact, getting critical hits is a
What do you need?
valid tactic as you try to optimize your soldiers to deliver critical hits. And there are no sniper rifles per se in this game, although some of the Longcadian rifles with extra range helps. Is pretty close to it. No, you don't always get one-shot kills. Those guys are just very weak. But later, you'll find the guys with like a couple hundred hit points, and if you're still doing 20 or 30 damage, you're going to have a very tough time defeating those enemies. Please stay behind cover as far as you could. As you can see, the non-melee guys are not very good with melee, which is why I tend to stick to rifles. At least they are pretty consistent.
Ready for action. Okay.
You are victorious.
When you get 100%, see, that's when we found a new piece of war gear. That happens to be a boot. Obviously, you could discard it, but usually the loot is worth quite a bit. So what you do is you simply drag it and drop it on the person that's going to you want to give it to, and they will replace whatever they got. If it's a item that can be sold, then you have to drag it back out. And as I said, you should always go to camp and spend some of the hard-earned bounty that you earn on the mission. When you spend the money, hit buy. Right now, we only have 475, so we're not going to be buying anything really expensive. Like this is a 350, but it improves damaged slightly. So we may go to a different guy. Let's see. That's the first assault marine, so we need to give this gun to somebody else. This guy just have rifle, so he doesn't have a custom weapon.
So-
And see, we hit buy, and then the money is decreased down to 125. That means we bought the item. You can sometimes overpay. I mean, if you want to sell something, then you would drag it into the shop area, and you'll get credited for whatever the item costs. I mean, the item's worth to the shop. Now the scenario is slightly reversed. We are behind the barrier, and we need to shoot everybody who comes over. And as you can see, we're hiding behind each of the cover available. And you don't want to be standing up here, trust me. If you're wondering what the green and the blue fields are, those are force fields. And the green one is a light field. It gives you, I think, like a point for your life. And the blue one is I think they just call it a tachyon field. It makes you a little harder to hit. Just call it a combat enhancement field. Okay, there are some red circles on near the top. So we're just going to be sitting here, not doing anything. And we can probably end turn right now. Yes, we are going to. Those with points so automatically goes
Ready
into
for
guard.
action.
Okay, now we can see the enemy.
Let's do this.
Okay. Unfortunately, those guys are not in range yet, so we're just going to be. No, we're not going forward. I'm not going forward, or at least we're not going that far forward. That's a good way to get overwhelmed. So this command just step back and try to hide behind the
Sure thing.
field generator. All right. I think that's all we could do.
Let's give him hell.
You don't have to raise your morale every time. I think the red bar is the life, and the blue bar is the action points. And then the number of medals is kind of like a rating of the. It's the rating for the morale. 5 out of 5 is excellent morale. 1 out of 5 is panic time. You get the idea. And each person has a certain number of counterattack. It is automatically triggered. You cannot choose who to counterfire against. Okay, he has a grenade, he has a guard, and he has a hit game. Who are we going to shoot? Trying to decide here. Probably that four-legged spider thingy, the bug thing in front. That's closest to our position.
Certainly.
Reporting. Roger.
I'll take care of it. Let's give him hell.
Sure thing.
You are
Okay,
victorious.
that's another victory under our belt. So we will continue. Here, we see something new. That triple cannon right in the middle, that's one of the more robotic units. If you have a if you have an engineer or somebody with cybernetic skills, such as I believe the spider bot or command, you would be able to reprogram them and to serve your side, at least until they get destroyed. So sometimes it really helps
Take care of it.
bring make your job a little simpler. On the other hand, these robots, obviously, they're not very flexible. They move slowly, but they do carry a lot of weapons, or at least pretty heavy weapons compared to what you have available. So they can be useful, and they have a very good range. And as you can see, that little cannon took out that bug in one shot from extended range, which is good. If you're wondering what the action boost is in the middle, you have to stop on it. It's basically a random bonus item that pops up from time to time. And if you step on it, you get that bonus. You have to actually stop on it, like that guy just did. And remember, you can run out of action points, so be careful there. Not always a good thing to run out of action points. Only do it when you intend for that to be the case. And yes, if you end, and you can block each other. You can block each other so you can move. If you end up blocking each other, then that's gonna be a bit unfortunate. Remember, different classes of bugs have different capabilities. Some are melee attack, others are energy based, and so on and so forth. We got one. And as you can see, some of them have energy shield, although we just ran out of points on the turret, so we cannot use energy shield on itself. And as I explained in the previous mission, the green and the blue force fields have their own particular effects.
Let's give him hell.
Some of these are not very good odds.
Clear.
Right now, the medic only has 25% to hit, so well, we'll probably make her shoot anyway because it's not exactly hurting us to shoot. Not that she's doing anything else. Okay, the Vanguard is going to be it, but the problem is if the Vanguard moves back, then we can kill this melee bug. Commander has a grenade, and if you could, you'll want to put the grenades between the units. On the other hand, we're slightly out of range, so we may as well just put it directly on the enemy. Okay, that's not bad. And yes, you can throw things through windows. Sorry, no glass breaking sounds.
I'll take care of it. You need me? Proceeding.
Okay, I think that's only one enemy left. Or two. 1.5. That other guy's wounded. But we ran out of moves. You can trigger the speed, game speed, to be like 3x, up to 3x. And yes, enemies do shoot like that. And for enemies that actually really like throw out the whole salvo of enemies, they are a pain in the you-know-what. But fortunately, you don't see them early on. You see them much later. Unfortunately, no secondary explosions. Like, you cannot explode barrels and have it take out adjacent enemies. This game doesn't do that. This game is really kind of like an ultimate version of one of their the publisher's fantasy combat games. This is like with a sci-fi skin on it. The combat mechanics are about the same. The hex interface ain't that bad.
What is it?
It ain't that good either. Let's just say as you can see, the hex system doesn't fit that well within the square corridors. So the overall result is a little on the janky side, if you ask me. Oh, in case you're wondering, can the turrets move? Yes, they can. See that teleporter button? Okay, we just killed it. And there's our first Marine has leveled up. He's now level 2. No war gear this time, just 700 credits. Always go to camp. I personally prefer rifles because you can extend the range of rifles and missile launchers through the use of range extenders. What are range extenders? Belts, pauldrons, bracers, and so on that extend your weapon's range. Right now, attack range is 7, but as you can, later we are going to find items that will extend that range to 11, 12, and so on and so forth. And if you extend the range that far, the enemy can shoot back. Okay, mission 5. Most of the missions are eliminating all enemies. And again, this is a defensive mission. Enemies will come through 3 sides: central corridor, left corridor, and right corridor. And, well, we are going to take up some strategic positions along the various corridors to make sure we intercept the enemies.
Mm-hmm. I'll take care of it. We will crush them! Certainly. Proceeding. At the ready.
Sure thing.
Well, looks like the rest of them just leveled up, and we found the bracer. So let's go ahead and give it to our submarine, which gives us an extra 1% chance to hit. Okay, folks, I think we'll pause the game right here. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.